as well. The senior out of FSU going up against the underclassmen of UVA and Adams Abdul-Razak. It'll be interesting to see if anyone else is able to step up. I think Amagashi has a chance out of Virginia Tech out of that lane 2 spot. And then watch out for Nelms out of the University of Miami. He hasn't had the greatest of meets here this weekend, but he is someone that can step up on the podium. And speaking of the podium, there you take a look at it. Queen Harrison of Virginia Tech, front and center. She wins her second gold medal of the day and hits the Hokies 10 big points as we are almost ready for the men's 400-meter hurdles, set to go in about 4 minutes' time as the competitors leave the top of the podium. And real quick, fans, we want to let you know that this online ACC Championship event is sponsored by Havoline. Log on to theacc.com and click on Championship Central for more ACC Championship coverage. And we will have more coverage of this ACC Championship event coming up in just a moment. Coming up next, back to South Florida, everybody. Jerry Massey alongside Alex Margulies, bringing you evening coverage of the 2009 ACC Outdoor Track and Field Championships. We are 3 minutes away from the men's 400-meter hurdles. It's going to be a very exciting race. We just saw the women's 400-meter hurdles, which was won by Queen Harrison of Virginia Tech. But as we mentioned, Alex, before we took the time out, this is a very important race for the top 2 teams involved currently in the men's standings in Virginia and Florida State.
Yeah, really, and they're going to have 2 players go head-to-head here on the men's 400-meter. Virginia taking the lead into this event, and right there, Florida State is counting on that man, Javier Garcia Tunon, a senior from Florida State. He was excellent last year, had the best preliminary time, but was unable to win it in the finals, finished 5th overall. And the local product from Miami, Florida, went to Bell & Jesuit. This is a big match for him and an opportunity to gain some ground here in Virginia. And really, we talked about it earlier, a very, very big surprise in the 110-meter hurdles earlier on this afternoon. Adams Abdul-Razak, a sophomore from Virginia, who was able to take that meet, and he really came out of nowhere. No one expected him to win that, but it is going to be a different story, I think, here in the 400-meter hurdles. 2 very experienced runners, one of them right there, and Corey Nelms, a junior for the University of Miami out of Neptune, New Jersey. He finished 3rd last year in the 400-meter hurdles and was an all-ACC selection. And go ahead and set the entire lineup for you here for the men's 400-meter hurdles, the finals at the ACC Championships, as it will be in lane 1. It will be Philip Warsaw, a senior from Wake Forest. In lane 2, Ebenezer Amagashi, the sophomore from Virginia Tech. Brian Barrett will be in lane 3, a senior from the University of North Carolina. Lane 4, Zach Ray, a freshman from Maryland. Javier Garcia Tunon, a senior from Florida State University, a local guy out of Miami, Florida. And in lane 6, Corey Nelms from the University of Miami, a junior. Adams Abdul-Razak already has a title today. Looking for a second one here, a sophomore out of Virginia. And finally, Devin Hill, a freshman from Miami, who will also mix it up here as we're about a minute away from the start of this race. And once again, Jerry, big-time implications for the overall championship picture lying on this race.
Yeah, Virginia with the lead in the men's standings here late in day number 3. Florida State within striking distance. But there you take a look at Javier Garcia Tunon there of Florida State University. He really needs to get his team 10 points, and he needs to hope that Abdul-Razak finishes either lower than 2nd or 3rd to allow Florida State to climb back into the mix to set themselves up nicely again. After this event, there will be just 3 more men's events.
And there's the gun. They're off as on the outside. It's taken an early lead. It is Devin Hill from Miami, but making a quick charge already is Corey Nelms. And Nelms coming out in the middle of the pack, but it's still way out in front. Devin Hill for Miami as they make it down through the end of the first stretch. There's Tunon in 4th as he makes his move. He's starting to charge now. It's Hill in front with Nelms right behind him, and there goes Tunon. Tunon making a charge on the inside as they make the final turn. Tunon, Hill, and Nelms as we come around the final stretch. There he is. It's Tunon, Javier Garcia Tunon pulling away. Here they go down the final fadeaway over the last hurdle. There's Tunon all the way in the distance. He is going to go untouched all the way to the finish line. The 2009 men's 400-meter ACC champion is Javier Garcia Tunon. And what a race it was. Unbelievable final time of 50.38 seconds as Nelms comes in second at a time of 51.96, and Abdurazak finishing in third, 52.06. But a blistering time right there for Tunon, 50.38.
I tell you, 200 meters to go, and he poured it on. He came from fourth up to third, and then hung around between second and third through turns 3 and 4, but then really pushed and brought it home with about 120 meters to go, and he was untouched as he took it home. Abdul Razak of Virginia denied a second title for the day, but he does finish third, so FSU a net gain, not really a whole lot of points there as Virginia remains with the lead after this event. But Javier Garcia Tunon, the senior from Florida State, gets it done, and he blasts past the field in one amazing time, just over 50 seconds at 50.38, and just about 1.7 seconds from the ACC record, but he didn't even need to run that fast today.
And I tell you what, that has to be gratifying for him, a senior, like I said, from Miami, Florida, getting it done in front of his friends and family. As you see, Corey Nelms, a little disappointed the junior was not able to get it done for Miami, finishing in second place, but Tunon, I mean, what a big time for him, especially off of last year. Like I said, he was able to win the preliminaries last year, ended up finishing in 5th place, but what a difference a year makes as he not only picks up some points for Florida State, but gets the victory in the men's 400 meter as he waves to the fans here in attendance. I'm sure he has plenty of family and friends here to come see him today. What a great race that was, as we're a few minutes away from our next race here, as coming up here on ACC Select here in the ACC Championship at 6:20 will be the women's 200 meter dash, followed by the men's 200 meter. As you can see, the packed grandstands here at Cobb Stadium on the campus of Coral Gables, Florida, as we are a little bit more than halfway through our final day of coverage here at the ACC Championships. And what a weekend it has been. Beautiful weather here in Miami, and a lot of great races, especially this afternoon. We have seen some exciting races, and I'm sure there'll be even more here to finish things out.
Well, yeah, still to come, as you mentioned, the women's 200 meter dash, the men's 200 meter dash, and then we're going to slow it down for a little bit as we're going to have some distance running, a couple of 5,000 meter events, both for the women and the men. Then we pick things back up with the most emotional event of the day, the 4x400 meter medley relays for the women's and the men's side. And again, a packed house here. And then you take a look. Yes, he is number one. Hold up that finger. Javier Garcia Tunon, he wins the ACC title in the men's 400 meter hurdles. And I'm sure they'll be posting the ACC standings here very shortly as we update you on the men's standings in just a moment. Virginia will still have the lead, but Florida State will have climbed back just a little bit. Again, Abdul Razak of UVA, with his third place finish, does not give Florida State a lot of net gain as far as the points department is concerned. And FSU, their best chance is going to be in the men's 200 meter dash because they have 3 competitors while Virginia has no one. And then a little bit later on, the men's 4x400 meter relay, they have to get it done there. So the 2 out of the next 3 events, Florida State, they have to place very high in order to try to repeat as the outdoor champs.
Yeah, they've got a couple big runners coming up in that men's 200. Really, they have 3 runners in that 200 that could place. And the big thing for Virginia, they don't have anyone in that 200 meter run. So that is where Florida State can make up a lot of ground. But we will see how that all plays out.